Hi, this is George Whittam from Whittam's World, and we're here at the Comrex booth where I've got Chris Crump. He's going to tell us about the BRIC-Link. What makes this audio codec such a cool device that you're going to want in a voiceover studio? Hi Chris, how you doing?
Good, how are you George? Good
Thanks.
to see you again. So in 2005, we developed technology that basically allowed broadcasters to use the public internet to transmit high quality audio with very low delay. And that was our Access product, which has really become kind of the ubiquitous de facto standard for high quality broadcast remotes. Basically you had the ability to plug in a microphone and a pair of headphones, built-in mic pre, a little mixer, and plug in a 3G modem, a 4G modem, broadband cable, DSL, even satellite, and transmit that high quality audio.
BYOB.
Bring your own bandwidth, exactly. And that's basically what this does. It's agnostic to whatever carrier or data as long as it's IP. And it would connect to a device on the other side. So basically you're making a peer-to-peer connection, very low latency and very high quality, using algorithms like standard AAC, low complexity, high efficiency AAC or AAC plus, the whole suite of AAC algorithms that are in this device, plus it also supports Opus. A few years later on, we found that we had a market segment that was using the Access, the rack mount version, for STLs. So we decided to make a simple version of Access, and that's what we call BRIC-Link. And BRIC-Link was designed to provide very stable, reliable connections for studio to studio or studio to transmitter links.
Gotcha.
And so BRIC-Link has actually found a home with people in their home studios that are doing a radio program, maybe connecting to a partner in another city, and then connecting to a station in a completely different city, or even just doing a voiceover to a production house. It's really become a device that people have come to depend on for ISDN-like results on the public internet.
Just what do they call the full bandwidth audio?
Linear.
Linear.
Linear audio. So FLAC is actually lossless. It's not unlike AAC or any of the other coding algorithms that actually compress and get rid of data. FLAC just compresses without losing any of the bits. And that's why it's really preferred for higher quality transmissions where you don't want to have any lossiness to the algorithm. So in terms of compatibility, this is compatible with any other IP codec that supports something called TEC 3326. It's a standard that was developed in cooperation with the European Broadcast Union and codec manufacturers like ourselves, and Telos and Tyline, Maya, Musicam, Protus, AEQ, and there are a lot of them that are out there. But we wanted to be able to easily talk to one another without having to jump through a lot of hoops. So you can actually connect to other IP codec manufacturers that adhere to that standard. But this also is capable of working with SIP applications. So you could get a free smartphone app like LinPhone, and that's LINPHONE, available for iPhone and Android, and make a SIP call into this device and do 15 kilohertz audio using the Opus coding algorithm, or 7 kilohertz audio using the G.722 algorithm. So there's more compatibility there.
So you plug a high quality USB mic or an audio interface into an iPhone, and you can stream professional studio quality audio.
Yeah, and amazingly, I mean, the microphones on smartphones actually are capable of doing 15 kilohertz. You wouldn't think so, but you can.
They're full bandwidth, yeah.
Full bandwidth.
If you hold the mic in the right place and the room's quiet enough, you get some pretty good sound.
But with this 4-pin, you can get some pretty amazing little microphones that work on the 4-pin. So that's another thing. Now there's one other technology that I'll tell you about that is built into Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, and Google Chrome, and that's called WebRTC. And that gives you the ability to transmit high quality audio using the Opus algorithm in the web browser. So if you can imagine, if you wanted someone to connect to you and do a full duplex session with high quality audio, you could send them a web link, they could click on it, and it'll basically dial into this directly, and they could use the microphone and headphones on their laptop, computer, or on their smartphone, and be talking to you through your BRIC-Link.
That is cool.
Low latency, and it's built into web browsers.
That's really amazing.
It is.
So the latency is really low. I mean, what's the lowest latency codec that you can use on that? Is Opus the lowest, or the other ones?
On WebRTC or on the BRIC-Link?
On WebRTC.
WebRTC is probably, well, Opus is actually a combination of two algorithms. It's CELT and Silk, which is the algorithm that's in Skype.
Skype, right.
And so it combines the two. So if you're just doing voice, it might just use Silk. If you're doing music, it might use CELT and Silk, and to combine the two. So it's kind of an adaptive algorithm.
Yeah, I've been amazed in my testing how low latency it really is. Lower latency than a Verizon cell phone call.
Well, absolutely. Verizon cell phones, you could have like 1.5 seconds of latency.
Yeah.
And with this algorithm, you're probably dealing with like 30 milliseconds of latency in the encode plus any propagation delay on the circuit you're on.
But a BRIC-Link to a BRIC-Link is probably the lowest latency of all, would you say?
You can get really low latency with this, as low as, I don't know, 30 to 60 milliseconds if you use the right algorithm. One of the algorithms that we like is the AAC ELD algorithm that's in our
extremely low delay, right? ELD?
Enhanced low delay.
Enhanced low delay?
Right. And that has like 50 milliseconds of encode latency, but it's a very high quality algorithm. So there's so much you can do with these products, especially considering that so many people are trying to figure out how they're going to get ISDN-like experience on an IP codec. We've been getting it for 10 years on these products, and it's worth the investment. I mean, consider how much you paid for that Telos Zephyr or Comrex Nexus 10, 15 years ago.
And you could co-locate your ISDN box at a friend's house where it's $40 a month. If you live somewhere where it's $800 a month, buy them a brick. In about 3 months, you've paid for the equipment. There you go. How about that?
And he becomes your turnaround service.
Exactly.
That's right.
Well, thanks a lot, Chris. I'm going to take this with me, and it's very nice to meet you.
All right.